Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2 Point Museum. I hope you're having a good one because I am so excited to be back in our sci-fi, alien, whatever, cheese-related museum. There have been a handful of changes since the last episode, which I think is the first time we've said that in this series. So let's take a look at what's new, and then we'll talk about what we're doing today. And honestly, the easiest way to do that is to zoom out and just show you what we're working with, which is all of this. I've rearranged a few things. There's now a tree where the helicopter used to be. The helicopter is now at the back end of the museum. There is a new exhibit as well. We have some hallways. We have a staff-only area. I'm actually quite happy with how it's all turned out. The staff-only area is basically what it was before, but now features a camera room and a staff room, and also this little hallway which has staff-only access to a new part of the museum which has nothing in it thus far. And I figured having some corridors in here with some security gates would be kind of neat, especially as we head up this way to the new exhibit that we have, which I figured would be kind of cool right up here looking out at the helicopter. And really, that's about it. There are some new rooms like this new staff room and this new bathroom, but that's about all I've done. I did spend some time making a little bit of money. I did spend some time training some people, but that's about all we did. And so what I'd like to do today is go to the motherboard, and I want to get these 2 artifacts that we don't have already. And then we're probably going to move on and get started with a new museum. So we're going to start by setting up an expedition. We'll autofill this, and we're going to go for, do I want a boost to the survey level, or do I want to increase the rank of my team? If I increase the rank, I mean, I don't know if we need to do that. Let's go for the survey scanner. That seems like a better idea. We can also avoid the helicopter damage if we send somebody out that can have a little bit of the pilot wings right there, so that seems good. If we go detailed, we get 65% survey level, but we could send out Arnold, who now has survey skills level 3, which gives us 155% survey level, which seems kind of incredible. This should go up to pristine without too much trouble. So let's go ahead and do it. 34 days is nothing. We'll be there and back again in absolutely no time. And that gets us hopefully something new. We're going to be looking at another space bowl anomaly, which I guess is okay. We'll go ahead and send it to our inventory for the time being, because I would like to see if the current space bowl is as good, which it isn't actually. So wait, is that space bowl this thing? It is the same thing. Okay, I got a little bit confused there, but yes, that is exactly the same thing. So this guy basically needs to live in here. Is what we're going to do. So we're going to send you to our inventory. We're going to grab the whatever version of this, and we will swing it around a little bit, and it's going to live basically right in that corner. That's not quite where it's supposed to go, though. It needs to come out a little bit further, which I would very, very much like to do. If I could grab it instead of the room as well, that would be a lot better. So it goes right there, which is great. It's still activated, which is also good. We know nothing about it as well. So the old one can go over into the analysis machine. We'll get that going nice and quickly. And then I would like to just go ahead and send out another expedition. That's kind of where I'm at. We got the space ball anomaly from here. Do we get that in multiple places? Or am I just imagining things? How did we, yeah, I think we got that as a gift. I don't remember how we got that. It's not been that long since we got this. I probably should remember, but for the life of me, I don't. So I'm not going to worry too much about it, is what I'm going to do. We'll send you guys back out, though. We will go with I really don't need to use a survey scanner here. We can just go detailed for 105%, and that'll get us to where we need to be. So we'll start that expedition, which is totally fine by me. And then I'm kind of thinking that what I would like to do here is create another cafeteria. Not that we need it, but I just think it would be kind of cool. And especially since what I can do here, ooh, got another sticker. Don't mind if I do. Especially since what I can do is create like a big cafeteria right there. We can put would I be better just copying and pasting the other one? Probably. I probably would be, right? But we're just going to do something like this. We'll put the tables like this, and I would like more than just one because that's kind of important. We'll do something like this for the tables. And then up at the top, we could go for 2 more. I think that's fine. I think that's a decent little layout. We do need this guy as well, which I would like to put right against that wall because I kind of like that being enclosed. This definitely feels like it could use a little bit more than what we have, but I think it's okay. And I'm going to do some windows in the front of it because I'm going to put some exhibits down here. So you can sit in here, you can have a snack, you can see the exhibits. I think it'll be kind of cool. And I'd also like to go ahead and hire somebody that can work in here and do a good job. So you are not really who I'm looking for. We kind of need another applicant because I need someone I can train to make our customers a little bit happier. That's what I'm looking for. So you are perfect. And you're going to be set up to only work in the cafeteria, which is great. We should also do a coffee stand. I feel like we haven't done one of those in forever. But for now, we'll just give you customer service and then you can go work in there. And what I can also do, which is the reason I left this gap, is a little bit of a wall, if it's going to let me do that, which it is, and a staff door right about there. Because my thinking is we could do some stuff up here at some point and then let staff cut straight through where people might have to take a corridor that goes around the entire museum. It's a whole thing. Also, this guy, we know everything about it. I'm just going to send it to our inventory for now because I don't want people going out there to look at it. And I guess we should have a look at this crate while we're here as well. Ooh, Arnold got injured. That's a shame. Let's have a look. Is it the final thing? It is. It's a cheese strimmer. Cheese strimmer. I'm not going to try and those words do not flow together very well at all, but sure, that's fine. We'll go ahead and place this. I'm not 100% sure where. I'm kind of thinking just like here is probably the best spot for it. And does that have full decoration? It does. We already know a little something about it, which is great. Let's maybe increase the entertainment. Let's maybe do a buzz bonus on you because that'll get it up to like 100. Also, what are you missing? What do you need? Ooh, we have a hologram, I think. I'm pretty sure I've unlocked it at this point. I think we have the hologram. It's going to be down. It's going to be here somewhere. I think we might not have it actually. Oh, it's here. We have to claim it. Okay. So claim the hologram and claim whatever. Oh, it's a new fence. Wait a minute. Can I put a new? Oh my God. We have a spacey fence now. That's very, very cool. The hologram though is this guy, which is pretty neat looking. So let's just put it, I want to say there, and let's put another one over here. And I would really like to change out that fence for the new one because I think it's going to look really cool. So we'll take out the old one, we'll take out you, and we'll take out you, and just put this new fence right around here. And that looks the part. Can I get that part in there? There we go. Oh, that looks so much better for a sci-fi museum. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking at this stage. We have discovered everything that there is to discover in the known universe so far. Every location, we have 3 of 3 discovered, which is great. But what I think I'm gonna do, just because I can, is I'm gonna go around to some of these locations like this one. I might grab some more of those cheese exhibits, or I might head out. I don't really want more anomalies, but I might grab some of these cells if I can get them, because I think that could be a good idea just to set up a new exhibit opposite the new, what do you call it? The cafeteria thing. So I'm going to autofill this, which is fine. I'm going to send you because we avoid the helicopter damage, which is great. And I'm going to give you some bonus XP just to try and get you to level up a little bit. And we're going to go for a regular 7-day expedition. And all things considered, which I feel like I say a lot, I feel like that's becoming my new like thing. I would like to maybe get another helicopter so we can send out more expeditions at a time, because all I want to do is fill up this space. That's kind of my goal right now. So if I could do that, that'd be kind of great. I guess we'll see what we have from that very, very quick expedition that we did, which is another celestial cell. It is admittedly average, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. So let's come down in here and let's see what kind of trouble I can get into very, very quickly. Because I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for anything too crazy or anything too fancy with this. I just want a very, very simple little layout. And I think what we'll do is something like this. It kind of like loops around, it wraps around the area. Maybe something big could go in that space. I'm not really too sure. It might look kind of silly though. I almost wonder, should we put a door on the side of the building down here? Would that be a thing that we need or want? I don't think we can actually because of the position of it. So unfortunately, that's not going to be an option. We could do some windows though. I think a couple of windows right there would be kind of a nice little addition to the space. And then maybe we do go in and not do this fence here. It just comes out of the wall from over there. We can do some benches down there. We can make this look good is what we can do. So this can come out. I can also let the game run while I'm doing this. I really don't need to pause it. We can do this sort of thing, which I think is great. We can go in and get some benches. We'll go for these corner ones since we haven't really played with those in this museum just yet. So we'll go ahead and do a little something like this, which I think looks nice. And apparently we found another one of these guys. So let's send it to our inventory and see what we can do. Now, no, hold on a minute. Wait, why did the voiceover woman just say that there's a crate on the helipad? There absolutely is not. Okay, so we have a bunch of celestial cells in our inventory right now. So I think what I'm going to do is place one back here, which is going to mean I have to get rid of that fence, which honestly, that's fine. I might have overdone it with the fences just a little bit. But what we can do is put the triangle one just right there at the back. We can go in with these circular ones, and I'm just going to sort of dot them around here. I'm not expecting this to be a huge draw for anybody. I'm really not expecting this to be a whole thing for guests, but I want to put them in here anyway, and I might actually move them around a little bit better so that they're more like here rather than sort of tucked into those corners. I don't know if that's any better or worse, but I think it just might look a little bit better. And then we can do the rest of them in these back corners as well. Although that one has the door in the way, which is a little bit of a shame. If we put this one here, I am kind of okay with that. I think I'm going to have to move the door is what I'm going to have to do. So the door can go away for now, and we'll figure out where it's going in just a moment. We can put this guy in here, and I think that looks all right. We can put some cool stuff on the walls here in a second. For now, I'm kind of thinking we do a regular info stand kind of here and here. I'm kind of liking the idea of some info stands down here as well. And then in the middle of all of this, I'm going to do a little one of these guys. I don't think doing a big donation stand is going to be necessary. These exhibits really aren't all that exciting, so I think that's fine. And to get these guys to be nicely decorated, they want space button wall displays, floating balls. They want all sorts of stuff. So let's go ahead and get some space buttons on one of these walls. I don't know which one. We'll go for that one. And we'll go for symmetry on this. So we'll go for that one as well. And then I guess we'll go in for, I'm sure somebody wants holograms. So we'll do a hologram down here and a hologram right down here as well. All right. I think this actually turned out kind of cool. I like this a lot. It's kind of a cool little space. I mean, it's, you know, the exhibits aren't that exciting, but the area looks kind of neat. The staff door sort of ruins it, but we'll not worry too much about that. It just fills in that part of the museum really, really nicely. Obviously, we might have to expand it up and around eventually, but we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. We also found this guy, which is cool. You can go to our inventory and we'll deal with you. In fact, what do we know about you? We can examine you is what we can do. We'll get that thing analyzed and see what happens with it. But for now, what I would like to do is finally go ahead and move on to Bungle Wasteland. We're going to be experimenting with an abandoned science facility and see why its oasis has turned green.
Some unusual news now, as Bungle Technologies are working with the county's Department of Culture to fund a science museum. The facility will open its doors deep in the desert and will serve the twin purpose of investigating/eradicating a toxic site that one Bungle official called something they'd certainly never seen before. For updates on the scientific process, keep it tuned to 2 Point Radio.
Hello there, I'm Sophie Nova, founder of Bungle Technologies. At Bungle, rapid expansion has meant that we've outgrown and abandoned more headquarters than I can remember, but this certainly seems to be one of them. The oasis is familiar, but not the giant sickly pears. It used to be beautiful, but not this interesting. And that's why we're here, to investigate and remedy the oasis in the name of science and legal obligation. The county believes there's a connection between the state of the oasis and our facility's underground laboratory network. I'm not one for baseless assumptions personally, but I am here to help. Here's a map of the Bungle Burrows facility. The entrance was sealed when we left, safety first of course, so you'll need a drill to enter. You should be able to find the necessary materials nearby. Okay, so we can now make a drill, which is interesting. I also can't help but notice we have a little bit of expansion available down here, and I'm really curious. Yeah, I noticed this in the opening cutscene. I can purchase this area. I cannot purchase this one, or can I? These are all outlined in ways that makes me think I can potentially expand down into these areas eventually. They all have stairs between them as well. It looks like we could get an absolutely enormous museum here, and that makes me kind of excited, but it's whatever. What is this? It's an incomplete flying machine. Oh, I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. Let me go ahead and sell a bunch of stuff that we're not going to be needing. We're not going to be needing any of you. Those cameras I'm going to keep because they're free. I don't want to sell the exhibit. That's not my goal right here. We'll sell that bench as well. And I can't help but notice that we have 2 helicopters, which makes me very excited. This one also happens, that's the bungle helipad. Wait, what's the difference? You know what? Doesn't matter. does not matter. Let me go ahead and do what it says I need to do, which is hire a janitor. We need to go to the Orful Quarry, make a drill in the workshop, and clear the obstruction at blocked tunnel Bungle Burrows. So, we have the Bone Belt, we have 2 Point C, we have the Netherworld, we have Bungle Burrows. We need to go to the Orful Quarry, which is fine. So we'll set this up. We are probably going to be injured in the process, which I love. Very, very happy about that. We'll do 14 days just because. I don't know what we're getting from doing this, but we do have $200,000. So maybe it would be an idea to figure out what this museum is going to look like. What I think I'll do is move this guy up into that space for a moment, and I would like to get myself a staff room pretty much immediately is my thinking. Now this can be a 3x2, so I'm going to do this, and we're going to do something similar to what we did in the last museum. We're going to do a little, actually, what way do I want to do this? I feel like they don't ever watch TV, so I'm not giving them a TV this time. I want them to have snacks because I think snacks are important. So we'll do some snacks in this corner. We are going to need the healing machine thing because obviously, can I get this in here? Is this an option? Does that block everything? It doesn't really. Can I get a water cooler thing in here as well? Is that an option that we have? Unfortunately, no, but probably actually yes, if I just sort of rearrange things a little bit. There we go. That looks, yeah, that looks fine is how that looks. We'll give them like a little rug underneath the couch. That seems nice. And we'll give them a clock up there seems good. We'll give them a notice board right there, which seems good. And that's going to be our staff room. So that's fine. That's kind of where I want it to be, although I'm kind of thinking moving it back one might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, I I think that can work. What we can then do is go in here with a ticketing booth, which is going to be this guy. And I want it to be, I want to say here is where I'm thinking for that, because I want to do the walls thing again. I really like that, that we had the ticketing booth sort of surrounded, although it seems like that's not going to be an option this time. That's unfortunate. that's a little unfortunate. I was hoping I could get away with this, but apparently not. I would have to have 2 of them. I'd have to have this be wider. It's a whole thing. That's a bit of a shame, but I guess it's fine. Maybe we do 2 of them this time. Maybe we just do 2 again because we can.
2 hours later.
Okay, you know what? I've been messing around with layouts in here, and I just don't need to do any of that. There's no reason. I'm just going to follow what I'm being told to do here. I need to make a drill in the workshop. So we're going to make a workshop is what we're going to do. And it's pretty chunky. It's quite a big building, room, whatever. It's going to live, I want to say down there is where I'm thinking. So right about there is fine. We can do the big old machine right there. And I can put stuff around it because I might as well. So we'll put a table down here. We'll do another table down here. We have these guys that can go into that corner and into, I want to say that corner as well. And that'll be fine. We'll go ahead and sell what we don't need. And that's a workshop. I don't love that it's just open to the public, but that's a workshop is what it is. Now, let's make a drill, which is going to require 25 of whatever that metal happens to be, which I'm assuming we're going to get out of this guy. We absolutely did. That's going to be 85. So we'll claim that. We will go and start working on the drill. That's an interesting new mechanic. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize we were going to need to get materials to make things, but apparently we absolutely do. We also need a janitor that can work in the workshop. So we're just going to grab another one because we might as well. And I guess I'm also going to move this exhibit down to, I want to say this space for now. Seems like kind of a cool spot for it. A little bit kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it will absolutely do the job. Now that we have that drill, we need to go to the blocked tunnel and clear some obstruction, which is going to be up here. That's going to need a janitor. So we'll autofill this again. Probably going to get injured, which is always good. And it's going to be 7 days. So we'll clear that out. And then again, we're just going to follow what the game's telling me to do. I'm not getting carried away with all of this. I'm not trying to build some check-in space. I'm probably wasting my time doing all of that is what I'm most likely doing. So we're going to take it easy and we're just going to do what we're told. That's all I need to do. And now that the helicopter's back, good. I've already forgotten this person's voice. I'm pretty sure it was just a high-pitched version of the other guy. Oh, well done you. You made it in, and your crew found one of our old design blueprints. I really must make digital copies. You have my blessing to use anything you find in the facility, ideas included. Blueprints will allow your science experts to build custom contraptions from materials in the workshop. The facility may well hold the answers to fixing the oasis, you never know. The spa point, though, is a rudimentary device that even your science expert should be able to understand. Okay. These look like rides, and I'm kind of here for it. Exhibits in the custom contraptions subcategory provide special benefits to the museum and its guests. Find blueprints to make new machines. Custom contraptions require materials before they can be built in the workshop by a science expert. The science theme contains unique perks that can only be installed on custom contraptions. Find new science perks throughout the Bungle Burrows map. Okay. That's kind of cool. So let's unlock you, which is opening up a bunch of other locations as well, which is pretty cool. We're going to need a science expert and an assistant to go out and do this. And there are 4 different rewards out here, which is very exciting. To unlock you, we need 2 expeditions to Orphan Quarry, which is this place, which I guess we should go ahead and just do because we really might as well. And we'll do bonus XP as well, just to make sure that that everything's good. So we'll send you, which is fine. We're going to go for safe, which is great. And we now need to hire a science expert and make and display a spa point using the workshop. So we need some experts, which will be you to begin with. I love the red coat. That's a nice shade of red right there. That is very, very cool. Let's go ahead and open this crate so that we get more, staff XP in this case. And then for this one, we're gonna, I think, get the metal. 175 this time is not bad, which unlocks this place. So we'll do that. It's got 1 reward this time, which is totally fine. Over this way, we need to get $750 from the gift shop. That should be easy enough to do. And I guess if we go up here, we want to make the spa point, which requires 15 metal. So we'll start working on this because, again, that's what the game needs me to do. We're not going to get too carried away here. And then I'm sure at some point here in the very near future, it's going to be like, hey, you need to open this museum. There's no one queuing to get in here yet, which is great. There's also some debris down here. Maybe there's something we can sell. Sure. 3,500. Oh, sell that one as well. Absolutely. Absolutely getting rid of those. That's some good money just sitting out there. Now, with this thing done, we need to make and display it, which I guess we can do. And it does appear to just be an exhibit, which is totally fine. So let's put this thing, I want to say here for now. Now you've built something scientific, I'd say this place is ready for testing on the general public. The oasis isn't perfect, but for that exact reason, I'm sure it'll attract the curious-minded. Custom contraptions are amazing, interesting things in their own right, if I say so myself. I'm sure guests will be thrilled to see them. You can always tinker with the equation as you go. Remember, in science, there are no failed experiments, only interesting results. Okay. Make upgraded versions of custom contraptions by completing their upgrade objectives in the workshop menu. Upgraded custom contraptions are more robust, meaning they require less. I really want to roll my R on the word robust. I don't know why. They're more robust, meaning they require less frequent maintenance and take longer to catch fire. Catch fire? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. So no one mentioned them catching fire. They also provide more buzz and knowledge. Each upgrade also gives a custom contraption an additional perk slot. Custom contraptions can have a maximum of 3 perk slots. Okay. So now we need to start accepting people in the museum. Where are they going to be queuing up is my question. I would assume this is our main entrance. Can I modify this building with like a main entrance? Because this does not feel like a main entrance. That, on the other hand, sort of does. I might redo the floor out there though, because it's, yeah. That's our main entrance. That's fine. Let's redo the floor, which I think is this texture. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better. We'll just do this, we'll do this, and we'll do this. We'll just make it all a little bit wider. In fact, I think it would make more sense to do, I don't know which texture I'm looking for. I'm assuming that one. I think that looks better. I could even bring this straight through all of this as well if I wanted to, which honestly, I think that looks kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. It's a little, you know, should I make it? You know what? I think I should make it a little bit more symmetrical. So bring that down. And then is this just the sand? Oh no. Can I get rid of all of this? Yeah, that looks a little better. In fact, I think shuffling it over even further would look even better, but do I want to do that? Yes. And you know, it's a bit unnecessary, but I think a couple of trees out here would look pretty great. So we're going to do a couple of little palm trees here. I'm going to unlock more of them because I just can't help myself. I would like this one because it's kind of cool looking. It's going to live, I want to say, right about there. And I would like to get another one to be right about there. That seems cool. I'm probably overdoing it a little bit, but that looks kind of neat. And that's what we're going to go for. We have a main entrance now, which is great. I just need to figure out how we're actually going to get people in here because this is what I struggled with before. So let's just do ticketing. I want to say here-ish. I really don't know if it matters all that much. I think I'm kind of overdoing it on the whole ticketing thing. I do like to have 2 ticketing booths though, because obviously, you know, people do want to get into the museum. So we'll do one right about there and we'll do one right about there, which I think is slightly off center. I think that needs to be moved ever so slightly to the right there. I think that's now them kind of in the middle of the doorway, which is great. As for the space around them, we can hopefully just do something like this, I guess, to kind of enclose them a little bit, which I'm kind of okay with. And then I'm kind of tempted to say we do something like this at the back as well. So that kind of encloses that area as like a staff only thing. And I might even go so far as changing that out to be a wall so that these are still enclosed, but they're not as enclosed as they would otherwise be. I think that looks fine. So you get your ticket, you kind of come around here into the rest of the museum. You get your bathrooms back here. This would probably work better as a ticketing space, but you know what? This is what we're doing. We'll do some exhibits over there. In fact, this guy could even live over there as like a dedicated thing. You can come in, you can see the big flying machine on your left, and then go into the rest of the museum. It's going to be terrible for like people walking across each other here, but that's fine. It's fine. We just need people that can now work at the ticket booth. So let me hire some assistants. We're going to get Boris, and we're also going to go ahead and get Ernest is what we're going to do. And then both of you are going to be set up to only do the ticketing booth for the time being, because that's all I'm interested in you doing. And I think we're about to sell our first ticket, which is fantastic. Now, we do need to get money from donations as well. So let me grab you, move you over to, I think this corner is kind of a cool spot for you. And then let's see what you need. So no litter nearby is your buzz bonus. That's fine by me. And then for scientific decorations, I love this. I love the look of some of this. It's very, very cool. Oh, that light is amazing. I would love to have a light like that in my office. I'm just going to say it right now. Some of this stuff is really, really cool. I want to put in fact, I don't want to put them over there. I have a better idea. I want to put a pipe. I want to put a pipe right there. And that seems great. I want to get these banners, or maybe just a single banner in here would make a little bit more sense. And I want to get them as close to the ticketing booths as I possibly can, which is going to be about there and there, because I think that looks pretty good. And it does act as decoration for this guy as well. We'll change this one out to be that, so that they're slightly different looking. And I would like this one to be like that again, so they're slightly different looking. That's kind of cool. I love this. It's not very well decorated right now, but I'm really going to enjoy the scientific decorations here. I can tell I'm going to have a really, really fun time with this. I also like the flower. That's kind of adorable. This is, again, something I would kind of like to have in my office, to be quite honest with you. It's very, very cool looking. We'll do a couple of those in those back corners. We'll do, let's see, how do I want to do these lights? I almost like the idea of the lights kind of being at the front and center of this thing. So they are lined up a little something like that. So it's kind of shining light up at it. That seems kind of cool. It is also 5 of 5, which is great. So let's just get some info in here about these guys, and we should be good. So we'll do an info board right about there for that one. And you know what? We'll do another info board right there, and that's shared between them, which I think is pretty cool. This guy is only going to be 3 of 5 in decoration. Am I all that concerned about it is the question. On one hand, yes. On the other hand, there's a lot of stuff we can unlock, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. Or maybe I just put more of these guys up here, which still didn't get it to 4. So you know what? That's fine. That is totally, totally fine. We need to display exhibits from 3 different themes. That's going to be a pain. We need to display a spa point 2, and we need a janitor qualified in fire resistance. Oh no. I'm not looking forward to that. It's going to be a whole thing, is what it's going to be. It's going to be a whole thing, and I'm not looking forward to dealing with it. Great. Okay. Let's get a training room in here, because I think we're going to need it sooner than later. And we'll do a training room, I guess, here. We'll do the door for it. Right about there seems kind of cool. And we'll just put, can I get these desks sort of in here sideways? I totally can. Okay. That's fine. We'll put the book return thing over there. I do want a second desk because I like to be able to train multiple people at once. And we'll get some decorations just to make training slightly more effective, because that's always good to have as well. And I guess that's going to be our training room. So you, congratulations, are going to be trained in fire resistance, because that's the thing we're going to need. I also totally forgot about donations. So I'm so good at this game. Let's do a donation stand there and there, and that'll be totally fine for those guys. Right. How do I make, so I need 15 guests to view Spa Point and we can upgrade it. So I guess we just wait for people to look at this thing and everything should be fine. It's had 11 views so far, which is great. We haven't even sold 15 tickets to the museum, so I guess it makes sense that we're kind of waiting for that to happen. This guy, how's it doing? It's had 14 views. We're getting somewhere. We're making a bit of progress there, which is great. And then exhibits from 3 different themes. That's That's going to be interesting, is what that's going to be. We also need a gift shop at some point. Man, we're going to need so much is what we're going to need. I'm kind of excited about it though. It's going to be good. It is going to be good. So we get metal from here. I'm not too worried about that. We have science materials up there as well. So can I send out 2 janitors? I totally can. They're probably going to get injured, but I can do it. So I could send out a first aid kit, but I'm just going to do the bonus XP because I'm a monster like that, and we'll get some stuff from it. As for this other expedition, I can send another janitor to this one, which I think was just going to give me metal, right? Yeah. That's actually not what I want to do. I want to go get some exhibits is what I want to do. So this is my thinking. We aren't going to lose anybody, which is good. We could avoid this injury if you were trained in survival skills. So I'm slightly tempted to do that. Or we just give you bonus XP and go for it, which I think is what I'm going to do. Oh, there we go. We have spot point number 2, which is fantastic. Let's immediately go in here and start working on it. It's going to be a little bit more in terms of materials, which is fine. So we'll get that started. We'll see what's in these 2 crates. Number 1 is the whirly cog, which is a new material. Then number 2 is going to be the sprinkler pump, which is kind of cool. It can restore botany exhibits as an expert would with its within its sprinkling radius. So we'll claim that as well. It's a project, I notice. So that's something else we're gonna have to make, which is kind of cool. I'm kind of behind that. I think that's kind of neat that we got that. We do have some perks we can find here as well though. So let's go ahead and I guess head out again is what we're going to do. We'll go for a bit of bonus XP and see what we can find. I'm not too sure. Oh, hold on a minute. We might need another expert is what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and grab Warwick right here. He can go and do his thing and that'll be perfectly fine. And then hopefully we can do all of these objectives. That's kind of the goal. That's basically the focus. Is go down the list, do everything we got to do. Let's see what we got back from you. It is anti-rust. Okay. Weird that this is a thing. It's weird sending out expeditions and not getting exhibits back from them. That's a very, very strange thing that we have going on, but I guess it's okay. This is going to be a very different feeling museum, I think, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Now we do have the tier 2 version of this. Does it look any different visually? It does actually. It has like the things on top now, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's do this. I think that seems like a good place for it. It's relatively well decorated. We can totally go in there and make it look even better with some more of these guys right at the back there. We can do, can I get a little light into that corner? I totally can. Can I turn it that way around? I totally can. I think that looks pretty cool. And that gives us 4 of 5 on decoration, which is pretty good. I'm assuming I can probably get one over on this side as well. I don't think we're going to bother. I will put this guy in here though, because I like that a lot. And that gives us 5 of 5 on both of them, which is pretty good. Now, to be fair, this layout is not great. I'm sort of winging it. It definitely could look a little bit better, but that's all right. And I want to see how we get this guy. So 50 guests have to view the second one. Let's make this guy as well. It's a bunch of metal. To get level 2, we need 50 people to see it. So we'll go ahead and start making it right away. And I guess we'll just continue with the exhibitions. Now I do need the gift shop for you. I don't know that we're going to be doing that just yet. I might as well get the perks from you. There's not a lot going on there. It's metal from you. It's whirly cogs from you. This is about the only thing we can do. So let's go ahead and start this expedition again. We'll send you guys out. I don't like taking someone off the ticket booth, but that's fine. And we'll go for the bonus XP is what we'll do. Oh, we got a built-in speaker this time. That's cool, I guess. It boosts guest buzz, which is great. I suppose we might as well head out and see if we can get the 3rd perk right there. We'll autofill you again. We'll go for the bonus XP and we'll just start that expedition. Everything should be fine doing that, which is great. We do have some people waiting to get in here, which I don't necessarily love. I'm also kind of wondering where I'm going to put a gift shop. I guess we really are going to have to expand this museum quite substantially at some point, which is fine. Let's be honest. That's totally fine. Oh, we can get this place once we get the sprinkler pump. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, let's take a look in here. We got the built-in speaker again. Not really what I was looking for, but sure. We can go out again. We'll just keep going until we get what I want. And we got another built-in speaker. You know what? It's fine. We're not gonna go through all of that. Let's just get the sprinkler pump out here because that seems like kind of a cool thing to do. We can go ahead and put it right next to this guy, which gives it a nice little bit of decoration. And we'll probably want to get another info stand just in here. I'm kind of thinking right there seems like a decent enough spot for it. It's a little bit out of the way, but I'm sort of okay with that. I think it's all right just having it a little bit out of the way. We can do one of these flowers next to it as well for a little bit more decoration in there, which has managed to max this guy out, which I absolutely adore. And I'm also wondering, display exhibits from 3 different themes. So the theme of this guy is science. The subcategory is custom contraptions. So in this case, what that says to me is that we need to go and, oh man, we're going to want to go into botany, I think, because this guy can help with plants. So if we put this in the middle of like plants, then we don't need experts to go and look after them, but we need an expert to go out and get those plants. So, oh man, we really are going to have to build like a whole thing here. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff we're going to have to do. I do like this space down here though. I think this is kind of cool. We can build, I'm fairly sure, in this entire lot. We don't have to build within the tiles, but I like the idea of building like almost like a greenhouse looking thing down here, like a botanical garden sort of thing. So I kind of wonder, could I do that? Is kind of where I'm at with this. So if I start in this corner, because I don't really need people going around it, my thinking is this has to be 5 by 5 at least. So this would be fine. We'll go a little bit further. We'll go 13 by 6 and that'll be fine. I would like to then do an extra little bit at the front here and then put the entrance right about there. We can do a wall across this part. We can do the ticketing. In fact, ticketing doesn't even matter for this. It's just going to be essentially a big botanical garden full of plants is what I'm looking for. So we'll do windows like that. It's going to be a little bit weird in that corner though, is what I'm thinking. But I just want, yeah, I want windows the entire way around this. I want it to look, in fact, I probably don't want them here now that I think about it. So let me just not do windows in those parts. We'll not do one in that corner either. It's going to be like a big greenhouse. That's my thinking for this thing. And you know, I think this looks kind of neat. So I think what we'll do is come through. We're going to put a wall straight across. How do I want to do this wall? I'm kind of thinking across here. So we have this little cutaway part. And then for the door, we have this metal archway, which I think looks pretty cool. I do like that. Although this is going to be botanical focused, so that might make more sense. Just this. Oh, that's what we want right there. That is so extra and unnecessary though. So maybe we just do, I don't know, 2 of them, 1 of them. I think 1 of them is probably fair enough. I think we can get away with that. Now, what I'd like to do is go ahead and hire Mr. Carl Custard right here. And I would also like to advertise for another botany specialist so that we can have a couple of those expeditions. That's the word I'm looking for. A couple of those expeditions going out. While we're waiting, I would then like to, oh man, I'm going to have to do zone assignments again now that I think about it as well. Okay. That's fine. Let's start looking at zones. So this is all going to be a single zone and that's fine. This is going to be for botany is what it's going to be. It's the right color, which is great. So you are being assigned to the botany zone is what we're going to do right there. And that'll be fine. So you don't really need to leave that space. We are going to need some security to work in there as well. So can I change your uniform? I want the mint one. We're going to give you the mint uniform, and we're going to assign you. What was your name was Trevor. Okay. You're going to the botany zone as well. So you're going in there is what you're going to do. That way we can make sure that nothing's getting stolen and we can collect donations, which is obviously important. Let's also hire you because we are going to need to, wait, were you the one I looked for? It doesn't matter. We're going to hire you is what we're going to do. And we're going to make sure you are also assigned to the botany zone. So that's all sorted out. We might put some more stuff in here. We're probably going to want a janitor in here, but for now I'm going to just go with this. The only thing I'd like to do is get a bathroom in this space and possibly, well, I don't know if we need anything else now that I think about it. A gift shop maybe for the botany space. We could do a gift shop like this, like right in the middle of the botany area with a couple of doors on either side. That I was going to put a bathroom in there, but I'm kind of thinking gift shop is the way to go. It might not be, but I think it's what I'm going to do. So let's, yeah, let's go for capitalism is what we're going to do. So botany, let's do this right down here. Let's do some botany books just right up on this wall, which seems like the best place for it. So right about there and right about there. We'll skip the trinket stand. We can go for some botany related plushies. I'm going to say, I guess right next to this thing because we don't have the room for it elsewhere, or right here, I guess is fine. Right in the middle of the floor. That's a little bit cluttered, but okay. And then botany related onesies. We do need those. We absolutely do. How am I going to rearrange this to make this work though? That's the real question. Okay, I've basically given up on this thing. This is the gift shop. That's what we're going for because I cannot come up with anything else. You are going to be the one to work in there is what's going to be happening. And for uniforms, we're going to go for the green one because botany, obviously that's the only reason we're going for the green on this one. Let's make sure that you are only working in that gift shop as well. And you know what? I'm not going to bother assigning you to, and I probably should actually assign you to that zone as well. I'm hoping that they will leave that zone in order to go to a staff room. I'm gonna be slightly annoyed if they don't, but we'll see what happens is what we'll do. I'd also like to just repaint this a little bit because I think it would look better if we had maybe some green carpet on the ground there. And then for the walls, we could go for, I suppose, something like this. Is my thinking for at least the back wall, and then the rest of the walls could be something else, bricks maybe. I don't know if the bricks are a little dark. They're definitely doesn't. It's not a pleasant looking gift shop, but it'll do. It's got a little bit of a dungeon vibe, but again, it'll do. It's my thinking there. As for the floor for the rest of this space, I think what I'm gonna do is just outline the entire thing with this green tile because I think that's going to look kind of cool if we go ahead and do that around the entirety of this middle part. This whole part can change at some stage. I think this is all going to be green right here because I do kind of like the look of that. And then maybe, I mean, we're going to need something simple for the rest of this is what we're realistically going to need. So what about these gray squares? I'm sort of okay with that. It'd be nice if I had something a bit lighter, but I mean, I have these diamonds, but they don't really work with the green tiles, do they? Anyway, I suppose now is as good a time as any to head out and start getting some plants. So we'll autofill this, and at least we're not going to lose anybody in the process of doing this. We might suffer some illnesses, which wouldn't be great. If we had a survey scanner, we can avoid this one. If we had higher levels, we can avoid that one. Neither of those things are going to happen though. So whatever, I guess, is where we're at with that. Let's just maybe remove one of the injury conditions. You know what? We'll just do the bonus XP. That's fine. And we'll go for a safe expedition right there. I did notice, I'm not sure which expedition it was, but one of these guys is considered an obstruction. So this one is, but there's another one that's considered an obstruction that needs a drill for us to get through it. So I think I might go and just get my hands on a drill so we can get through there at some points. We also have Sprinkler Pump 2, which is fantastic. It's going to be needing, I just bit my tongue. I've done that in like 2 videos recently. I'm going to start working on this because what we can do is move the sprinkler pumps into the botany space at some point in the not too distant future. And then that's going to look after my plants, which I think is going to be good. We don't need that many plants, to be clear. We just don't, but we can get a few in here and that should be fine. And there we go. We got ourselves an epic blooming buffoon, which is fantastic. It is a little bit large, but we can make that work. I think it can go, honestly, right there. Seems totally fine by me. I do kind of want to change up the floor, but actually it fits in there really nicely with the green around it. It is going to need a humid climate though, so let me go ahead and get the sprinkler pump, which is going to go, I kind of want to say in the corner for the sprinkler pump, and that's hopefully going to be fine. And I don't think it necessarily counts for the humid climate, so let's go ahead and make sure that we have a humid climate in here. This is a small mister. It's 500 kudosh, but I do want to get it in here. And it's going to live, I guess, in that corner right there. And we'll do the same for this corner right over here as well. I don't think it's doing enough. I think the small one might be... we might have made a mistake getting that small one. Hold on a minute. If I get rid of those and I just get the regular old mister and put it in the corner, is that enough? It doesn't seem to be, which is sort of surprising, actually. If I got another one and put it back there, that still doesn't... Hold on. How many of these do I need? I need 3 of them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hold on a minute. What's going on here? That seems excessive. I'm not... Oh, man. Okay. I really didn't want to have to put a million of these things around here, but apparently that's what we're going to have to do. We'll do 3 of those, which is fine. And we'll do 3 of these guys as well for that space, which I guess is going to be fine as well. So that's at least 2 different themes that we have going for us now. This thing is going to need to be near a prehistory playground, apparently, and it's going to need some decorations around it. So botany decorations, we can do a metal trellis, I guess. That's a thing we could do. I could put it back here over the windows. That might look kind of nice. I could do some daffodils around it, which would look kind of silly. We have a garden sign. Ooh, that's kind of nice, actually. Let's do none of these look good in here. My idea for for like a greenhouse thing is rapidly falling apart because none of this looks good in here. It really doesn't. I need more decorations. I need to start analyzing some of these exhibits because they look dreadful is what they look right now. They really do. Let's put this right here. We'll put this right here. 2 of 5 is abysmal. I was about to say that that's okay, but it's really not. We'll do a plant right here. That gives us 3 of 5. I'm willing to work with that. And then you science thing, you can have, apparently you can't have any cogs on that wall. Oh my God, this is going to be a whole thing, isn't it? It's going to be a whole thing trying to get this all to work together. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. Let's do some cogs right there. Can I get the light in behind it? Please let me do this. I absolutely can, which is great. That's 3 of 5. You know what? That's totally fine. I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that. That's good enough for now. The only thing we're missing is some info. So let's get a glass info board right about there, which I guess has info for both of those exhibits, which is fine. This seems good. The only thing we're missing now is a donation thing, which I almost forgot to place again. And I suppose it can go, I'm going to go middle of the floor for this one, just right in the middle. That's what I'm interested in. That's what this space is for. We'll see if it's any good. Oh no, this is interesting. To get sprinkler pump number 3, we need 10 botany exhibits, which is kind of wild. And for spa point number 3, we need more metal. So let's immediately go out here to Bungle Burrows, and we want to get our hands on metal. So we'll autofill this, which is completely fine. We'll give you some bonus XP, and that's great. I did notice as well that this place can now be unlocked, which gives us a connection down to here. which is going to require 5 perks. That's totally fine. And it looks like, based on the icon of this, we might be able to get some more exhibits, which is what I'm looking for. So we'll send out a science expert. We're probably going to get injured, but that's okay. We'll do some more bonus XP, and it's going to be a 12-day thing. I'm completely fine with that. If I could get some parts for this exhibit, that would be kind of amazing. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for with this whole thing. And at some point, I kind of want to get another botany exhibit just to put over here because that kind of makes the most sense. I do think we want to get our hands on a good botany exhibit for just over there. But for now, let's have a look at what we have here. That is going to be our metal, which means we can go ahead and work on spa point 3. And for this place, I think it's going to be back any second now. We can actually have a little bit of a look, or maybe we can't. Okay. I don't know if I've ever hit the expedition details button before. I don't know what I was expecting from that either. But we have the crate, which is fantastic news. You have leveled up, which is also fantastic news. And we have a jab maestro, the predecessor to the modern day jab master. This trusty old machine revolutionized medicine one clumsy stab at a time. I don't know how to feel about the fact that this is an incomplete exhibit. I dread to think what that's going to look like when it is complete. I mean, we have a space right here, I guess, for this guy. That seems horrific, but I'm kind of here for it. That's pretty good. What can I put around it to make it sort of work here? I guess we can do some cogs on the wall, which is great. We can do more cogs on the wall back there as well, which is totally fine. We can do a banner thing right there, and that gives us 4 out of 5, which again is totally fine. And I guess we'll do some pipes. I can sort of do them over here, and that kind of blends in nicely with the workshop. So that at least gives us another exhibit in here. This whole building at some point is going to have to be rebuilt or extended, or probably both, because the layout kind of sucks right now, but we only have $100,000. I want to be sure that we're going to be okay. Now, when it comes to other themes, I'm kind of thinking we just keep our themes to separate buildings. That sort of feels like it makes the most sense. Also, we have spa point 3, which is great. So let's see what's different about this one. Yeah, not a lot. It doesn't look like there's much different about it. In fact, it's a little different. We'll put it right there for now. We're going to move you to here, and we're going to put this guy in, I guess. Oh, it needs space on either side. That's interesting. Okay. In that case, I'm going to move this guy over into the botany space, because I think that makes the most sense for it. So we can live in that corner. We can put the spa point into here, I guess. We can give it a little bit more room as well. I think that's all right there. It is nicely decorated, which is good. And that seems great. Okay. I'm totally fine with that. We can decorate around this guy just to make sure that people are going to be able to enjoy it. So we'll do the usual with the cogs. We can do, can I get a light back there? I totally can. And I'm thinking, since this is a botany space, the little plant kind of makes sense right in there. I think that's good. Although the light's complaining about something or other. So let's figure that out. So I think we're going to go back to Bigfoot Gardens, because I want to try and get one more botany exhibit for the botany building, I guess. We'll go for a bit of bonus XP on this as well, which seems fantastic. We'll get that started, and hopefully all will be good. We are still sort of losing a little bit of money here and there, but I think most of that's just going on decorations, and also the fact that we have to pay for the expeditions themselves. So I'm not super concerned about how much money we're potentially losing here, because I think we'll figure it out. I would like to have a lot more money though, because it would be nice to expand this space, or just turn this into like an entire sort of staff space or something. I don't really know. I'd like there to be a flow to this museum though. I do like the idea of separate buildings. I want to stick with that, but I'd also like there to be a bit more of a flow to the whole thing. So we're going to have to figure that out, but that's something I think we can do in the next episode, because that is going to do us for today, but not before I have a look at what we got in this box, which is exactly what I was hoping for. This guy is going to go over into this space right about here, which is a pretty good spot for it. We're going to decorate around it very, very quickly, which is going to be, do I want to go for exactly what we had on the other side? I think I want to avoid copying the other side exactly. So we'll do a couple of those guys. I think that looks good. We could do a vine column. I think I'm kind of willing to pass up on the vine column. I don't think we need it. We'll do a little plant, say here and here, and that seems pretty good. That should be about all we need for that space. We could do a little info board just in front of this window, which is an interesting spot for it, but I kind of like the idea of being able to see out the window while also seeing the information. And that is our botany space. And that is going to do us for today. So I know this episode's been a little bit of a mess here and there. There's been a few more cuts in it than usual. I'll be completely honest with you. There's two things that happened. I spent ages trying to figure out a layout for the first building on the left here, and I will tell you now a lot of that got cut out because it was really frustrating. It wasn't entertaining. It was a pain. And I also got a phone call for a thing that I couldn't avoid later on in this recording. So it's a little bit all over the place. This episode was recorded over the course of a few hours when realistically it probably should have took about an hour. This episode should have been a lot shorter is what I'm getting at. So I do apologize that this one ran on for a little bit. Hopefully you've enjoyed it regardless, because as I've said for the third time now, that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.